All right, welcome. My name is Tom Miller. I'm with the Cleveland Clinic. We are here today with the Ohio Distance Learning Association content providers to share with you information about all the wonderful content that's being shared online across Ohio. Welcome. The session is being recorded, and we're going to start off with Paul Hieronymus giving us a little bit of an update on the OhioDLA.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome everybody to today's exciting program on the Content Provider Showcase. This is our first and hopefully annual running of the great programs from content providers from the Ohio Distance Learning Association. I'm Paul Hieronymus. I'm the vice chairman of the OhioDLA, as well as the membership chairman. And so with that, I just want to share just a quick couple of things about the OhioDLA and welcome you all to us. This is all brought to you again by the Management Council, and with our collaborative efforts, we've been able to make Zoom happen for two schools around the state of Ohio. There's a great program out there where you can, through your ITC, purchase Zoom Pro licenses for only $10 a year. That's a remarkable price, plus half off for Zoom rooms. We also want to mention that there is a D10 panel project available as well through CDWG, and you need to go through Brad Hoffman for that program, and that is valid for the rest of this month. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my share and get us to where we really want to see, which is our fantastic content providers. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of my favorite resources and also proud member of the Management Council, INFOhio, with Trish Baker and Mary Rowland. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to them.
Good afternoon. I'm Trish Baker, an instructional specialist for INFOhio. Welcome to the DLA Content Provider Showcase, and I'm happy to share with you INFOhio resources for you and your students. INFOhio transforms student learning by offering 4 major services. We license a collection of digital content at no cost to Ohio schools. We develop free web-based instructional tools to help students learn and grow. We provide cost-effective professional development to support Ohio's educators. And we also support an integrated library automation system used by more than 2,200 Ohio schools. More than 20 years ago, we got our start with supporting library automation. And today we offer more services and support than ever before. So this is an example of our webpage. In 2018, the webpage was redesigned to make things much easier for you to find. With geolocation added, users in Ohio are automatically logged in by using the statewide username and password or your school's login. If you don't authenticate when you try to log in the upper left here, you can choose this button and then search for your school's username and password. If you have trouble logging in, just contact support.infohio.org and someone can assist you. You can scroll down this page, see everything INFOhio has to offer, or you can click on these 3 lines in the upper right-hand corner. This is called a hamburger menu, and you can go directly to the service that you're interested in. This is an example of the grade band K5 resources, and each grade band page features a description of the resource provided, and there's an I button, and that I actually stands for more information. If we click on that I, we're going to find training and support, we're going to find standard information, grade levels, and also here you can easily integrate into a learning management system or Google Classroom. But if I click the open, I'm going to go directly to World Book Kids. This is an online encyclopedia for kids K through 5. You can do a keyword search, you can explore, or you can go directly to the bottom of the screen, and there's pictures and videos, world of animals, activities, games, biographies, and a lot more. But we're going to perform a search for star, and so I get a result list. I know that the first result is what I want, so I'm going to click on the word star. And it's going to take me directly to the encyclopedia article all about stars. Each article begins with a wonderful graphic, and then it's followed by the actual text in the article. There are enhanced features that come with World Book Kids. There's a read aloud feature. You can find that under these tools. You can also share, save. There's Google Drive, OneDrive, email, Google Classroom. There's a citation helper. Citations can be found at the bottom of each article. You can translate all this text. And once again, you do have the read aloud options. And this is just a reminder that INFOhio, most of INFOhio resources can be integrated into learning management systems or Google Classroom. The next internet connection, sorry, I said internet connection because it said I was losing mine. The next resource is BookFlix. And BookFlix was recently updated and is one of our most popular resources. This site's recommended for pre-K through 3. It includes over 135 pairings of fiction and nonfiction books that engage readers and support literacy. These pairings fall under 9 different themes for easy browsing. So if I were to click on people and places, I would find things like things about New York City, fire trucks, biographies. There's also books on maps. But if I click on Martin's Big Words, I'm presented with the fiction story in the form of a Westwood video, but also the nonfiction, which comes in the form of an ebook. Each pairing comes with lesson plans, and those can be found up here in the right with the apple and the book. And once you click there, you get your learning objectives, you get activities for before viewing the video, after viewing, paired text, there's further research, curriculum correlations. If you need Lexile levels, it's all there. The next tool is Educator Tool, and this is for you teachers. Educator Tools, powered by INFOhio, includes more than 70,000 teacher-approved lessons from the Novation content collection. Most of what you're going to find here has been aligned to Ohio's learning standards. In this example, I've searched for solve 2-step word problems, and I come up with lots of results from a lot of different providers. Each one has an I. And once again, that means more information. So if I click here, this is where I'm going to find where this activity has been aligned to the standards. I can also save to my own learning management system or Google Classroom. In this example of informational text, and I've filtered by 3rd grade and activities and lessons. I can also save what I find just by clicking the heart. Now I have 3 hearts highlighted, and I have a 3 up here in the upper left. If I were to click on that box, then I would find direct links to these resources, which I can then email to myself. INFOhio's PD can be found at infohio.org/campus, and the newest edition is INFOhio Learning Pathways. This is training on INFOhio's digital content and web tools. This is an example of what you'll see. You can take one class and earn contact hours, or you can take an entire pathway and earn contact hours in a digital badge. This is an example of what the Educator Tools pathway looks like. Self-paced and takes about 2 hours to complete. And there are more K-5 pathways available. We have ages 3 through 5 out there, but we also have a K-5, which would cover the resources that I've shown you today. So if you need more information, we'd love to help. You can contact us at support.infohio.org. I want to thank you. And I'm going to hand my next session over to the Cleveland Museum of Natural History.
Hey, thank you, Trish. I'm Tom Miller. I'm with the Cleveland Clinic, and unfortunately, our next two presenters couldn't be here physically because they're actually doing content today with schools. So we all work together at the OhioDLA and back each other up. So I'm going to show two videos. One is from the Natural History Museum explaining their programming, and Lee Gamble is the lead there. She's quite a person. If you've never met Lee, you need to meet her. You'll see her in the video. And you can reach out to her or reach out to me, and I'll make a connection to her if you have questions. And then I'm just going to go right in then to the COSI video, which is down in Columbus. They have some amazing content as well. Jordan is their contact, Jordan Rader. And again, you can connect with him or you can connect with me. But we at Cleveland Clinic are very happy to be working with these people, so we're going to show you their videos. So I'm going to go ahead and tee those up and give you a quick overview of first the Museum of Natural History here in Cleveland, and then COSI down in Columbus.
Interactive video conference connects your students live with a museum educator who will guide you through an hour-long STEM-based science adventure. These programs highlight museum collections and research and Ohio's learning standards, while saving you the time and cost of student transportation. Many lessons include real specimens sent to you in advance, turning your classroom into a museum research laboratory. You will receive a teacher's guide for every program that you schedule. The guide includes student worksheets for the program, learning objectives, connections to standards, vocabulary, and suggested extension activities. What do you need in your classroom? A computer connected to the internet, webcam, speakers, and a way to project our image big enough for your entire class to see us. How do you know it's going to work? We'll schedule a test connection with you prior to your program. If you have technical support at your school, we're happy to work with them. Virtual field trips connect you live to our museum scientists in their research areas, and we can also stream walking tours of the entire museum. You can type us questions via the chat feature or send us questions prior to your tour. The best part of our virtual field trips is they allow unlimited participants. If you book a tour, you may invite your entire grade or even the whole school to join in.
Hello from COSI's Interactive Video Conferencing team. With COSI's interactive video conferencing programs, you can bring hands-on learning right to your students without ever needing to leave your classroom. Our wireless workshops are all on-demand programs designed for students in grades 2 through 8. Our GadgetWorks program sends a kit of materials to your classroom so that your students can explore forces hands-on. This program will teach your students about forces, energy transfer, and engineering as they dissect wind-up toys. The kit materials for this program includes the materials and lesson plans for extension activities to keep your students engaged in learning long beyond this hour-long connection. COSI also offers Introduction to Coding. In this hour-long program, students will make a working video game using MIT's Scratch. Students will learn some of the basic coding syntax, build code for the multiple characters on the screen, and get a chance to put those graphing skills they thought they'd never need to use. Our on-demand programs mean we can work around your class's schedule so that you can focus on your students, and because it's COSI, you know your students will love the experience. For all of our connections, COSI uses Zoom, a software-based application. It's free to use and easy for you to connect right to us so we can deliver high-quality content to your students. All of these programs include a kit of materials that will extend your learning for your students far beyond that video conference. Additionally, we offer programs in genetic counseling, forensic psychology, and pharmacy, where experts in those fields will assist your students through a day in their life via a case study. To learn more about these programs or to book one for your students, please visit cosi.org/IVC. Questions can be emailed to us at videoconferencing@cosi.org. We can't wait to connect with your classroom.
Okay. The Cleveland Museum of Natural History. If you have questions or would like to connect with them, please reach out to Lee Gamble, or you can connect with me, as well as COSI and Jordan Rader. And we hope you enjoyed their programs. And now we're going to hand it over to Muskegon Valley ESE. Oh, Leslie, I don't think you got your mic unmuted there. Oh, still not getting you, Leslie. Paul, are you there to unmute her? We might have.
Yep, working on it right now. There we go.
There we go.
Can you hear me now? You can hear me now. All right, great. Welcome to Muskingum Valley ESC. I am Leslie Charles. I'm the Distance Learning Director here at Muskingum Valley. And I have just a few programs. We do a variety of programs, and it's very similar to what the other content providers were saying. I just wanted to highlight three that are coming up or that we are currently doing. We can do a lot of our programming pretty much anytime, but there are certain programs that we do at certain times of the year that classrooms seem to be able to integrate well into what they're teaching in the classroom. So I wanted to highlight just a few of them. So one of the things that we've been seeing is a need for having SEL curriculum in your classrooms. We have a lot of schools connecting with us on our Kindness Rocks lesson, and it is basically a lesson on standing up for other people, doing the right thing. And so we go through a number of activities. We talk about students, how their lives are intertwined with this concept of emojis. And so depending on the grade level, we have this program actually we can do for preschool all the way up to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And we have different programs for each of the grade levels. But one of the activities that we do with them is we talk about how people get so wrapped up in their lives and how many likes that they get on social media. And we talk about how kids can come into the classroom and we don't know what somebody else might be seeing or what somebody else might be feeling when they walk through the doors. And so we do an activity called One Kind Word, where they take a Post-it note and they draw the emoji of how they felt when they walked into that classroom that day. And then they end up switching the Post-it notes, and they write one kind word or one kind phrase depending on the age of the students, and they give them back to their teacher. And then at the end of the day, the teacher is instructed to give the kids back the Post-it note with a kind word or the kind message from the other students as they leave the building and going home. And we just talk about how really it's important to treat people with kindness and respect, and what to do when they are encountered with situations that they just don't know how to handle. And that's something that we see a lot these days. So One Kind Word has a lot of different activities, like I said, depending on the grade level that we work with. But we do experiments with some of the younger classrooms, and we talk about how they can do this at home. And it really kind of puts a really pretty vivid visual representation of, speaking with sugar or being sweet to people and then being bitter with soap. So it's something that we include. The other program that we are doing currently or getting ready to do is our celebration of Seuss, which we do in association with Read Across the Planet. And we do this for a number of classrooms all over the country. We do 4 classrooms at a time. You can be a Zoom classroom or you can be an H323 classroom. It doesn't matter. We connect the same way. We talk about Dr. Seuss, the author, illustrator. We look at some of the story characteristics, and we even teach some simple sign language within the course of the lesson, like phrases like "I love to read." So we talk about that, and we kind of incorporate that kind of hands-on learning with the younger kids. This program is primarily preschool through 3rd grade, and we do that in association with what they're doing in the classroom to celebrate that week. The last program that we do, this one is a free one, or we have some free spots left. We received a Martha Holdings Jennings grant where we can give, we call it the Quiet Kindness Crew. Again, we kind of look at SEL standards, but we do it with a focus on deaf awareness. And because we have a sign language program here, we have interpreters or other individuals that come in to teach these lessons. And this is a series of 5 lessons that are free to your classroom, and they can either do them in a series at one every day, or they can break it up within 5 once once a week, however it works for the teacher. And they're about 30 to 40 minutes, and they revolve around kind of that whole brain learning. And so the kids not only are doing some literature-based activities, but they're also learning some kindness vocabulary and some kindness vocabulary in terms of ASL. Again, these are all free, these kindness crews. There's 5 lessons. I have, I think, roughly 15 classes left that I can give the free version to. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and make sure you give me a call or email me, and I'll make sure that I get you signed up for that. So I think that's about all I have to say today. If you guys have any questions, or if any of the people that are connected with us have any questions, I will put my email up there. Just give me an email or shoot me, or call me. My extension's back here, and I'm happy to get back with you and get you registered for any of those events. So I think I'm a little ahead of my time, but I'm sure that's not going to make anyone sad. So I'm going to hand it off to Michelle Carlisle at East Central Ohio ESC.
Hi, everybody. I am Michelle Carlisle at the East Central Ohio ESC. Just like Leslie said, Leslie and I do the same thing in 2 different regions. I also am going to just highlight the student content that we have available. All of our programs are what we call on demand, given the parameters of our workday and availability of presenters. All of our content sessions are available when you need them for your classrooms, as opposed to being scheduled at a certain date or a certain time. So I've got a PowerPoint. I'm just going to highlight those programs quickly with you. I also want to say that all of our programs typically are booked through CILC. We have found over the years that it is much easier to do all of our booking, managing, scheduling, and then the evaluation process after the fact through CILC, as opposed to try to replicate that ourselves. So even for our own school districts for whom we manage their schedules, we still book through CILC. So if you like any of our programs, reach out to me, and then I'll point you to CILC to register. And with that, I will share my PowerPoint. We have several content provider sessions. The first one that I want to talk quickly about is called Sway This Way. It is a program designed to focus your children and discuss what it's like to write persuasively, the types of persuasive writing that are typically seen, how best to organize a persuasive writing essay or letter, and the common ways and common types of documents you'll see along that process. The students do some persuasive writing within the context of that video conference. We try to keep our sessions at 45 minutes. Some of them are 50 and some of them can wrap at 40, but as a rule, we target that 45 to 50-minute session for everyone except for our youngest grade levels. Sway This Way is geared towards grades 5 through 7. We have done a first and second grade version, and we used to call it Because I Said So. Because in those primary grades, they're trying to persuade you, but they typically hear and then repeat, well, it's this way because I said so. So if you need a persuasive writing activity for those younger grades, reach out to us and we can kind of customize that and bring that back out. It is not currently visible on the CILC screen. You'll see the Sway This Way instead. Our most popular program and the program that fills up the quickest.
Michelle, I think we're not seeing your slides. I'm sorry to
Oh,
interrupt.
for goodness sake. Gee.
I think you didn't hit the slide share.
It's been a really long day. I'm very sorry. Oh my gosh. How about if I share the PowerPoint? Look at that. How about that? There we go. So our most popular and earliest booking program is Spending Time with a Pilgrim. Sorry. It already has reservations for the coming November, and it is very busy. And I am one of the pilgrims, and Pilgrim Mary gets very tired toward the end of November, especially when Thanksgiving is late, as it was this year and will be next year. But it's a fun program. It's geared towards grades K through 2, and I would say, and we do try to caution repeat customers, if you have a second grade classroom coming to you to try to book this, please check with the first graders and make sure they didn't do it last year. We do change things slightly, but as a rule, we're doing this about 100 to 120 times per month during the month of November each year, it's difficult to make it change a lot during each season. It focuses on the timeline, and the students construct a memory bracelet to help them retell the story when they get home, but it focuses on the first trip in 1620. There's a little bit about the first winter. Obviously, we discuss winter, but it is grades K through 2, so we don't dive into the fact that 51% of the population died that first winter. We keep it a little less morbid. What the celebration looked like, and just some basic Native American information that goes along with the content. Like I said, it is fills very quickly. Books, a lot of repeat customers come back for that, and the cost is more because we do mail out kits for every child in your classroom. So your counts are very important in that session as well. Fairly fractured tales, we do this. Preferred grades are 3 through 6. We have one session that we do at 7th and 8th grade that we typically use the fairy tale Rumpelstiltskin for. We do a little bit more with rewriting some fairy tales at those upper grade levels, but we have found over the years that grades 3 through 6 like this one the most. We do the story elements, common story elements of every story, some parts of speech. They rewrite a class fairy tale sentence by sentence, and given time, they do have the chance to ask a fairy tale character a question that would then allow them to further fracture a fairy tale along the way too. All of our content is aligned to Ohio standards. We'll list national standards when they're available, but as a rule, we try to align those with Ohio content standards. The Earth is Worth It. Grades 3, 4 are the preferred grades. They learn about the 3 R's of reduce, reuse, and recycle. And we coach the students to think proactively about how they are using renewable and non-renewable resources and what that might look like if they make some changes. Living and Non-Living Things is a program designed for pre-K and kindergarten. It is shorter, typically 30 to 35 minutes. And it's really important that, especially if you have a new teacher booking this, it is truly the standards of living and non-living things. That, when you're looking at it from the perspective of a teacher, it's pretty concrete. It's a living thing. They breathe. They need air to survive. They need sunlight. Or they're non-living things. So there are times where we'll get teachers that expect a little more out of this session, but it really is designed to have your students focus on things that are living, things that are not living, and how to determine and distinguish and sort and categorize those two types of things in our world. Spectacular Math and Mammals, it's available all year. It's not designed as Halloween, but it fits well in October. As a Bat is a Mammal, we use that to get them some information that they may not have otherwise known about bats and review about mammals. Along the way, they do some math problems, and they do get to construct a fun craft during that video conference as well to keep their hands engaged. United States symbols, again, it's grades 1 and 2. The symbols that are still in the content standards at those grades are the flag, the Liberty Bell, the Statue of Liberty, and the bald eagle. So we talk about each of those symbols, how they relate to us as a country. We also talk about what is a symbol and what does representing something for something else mean. And they get to construct a classroom flag that they utilize symbols that are important in their own classroom along the way. Great beginnings. How do you begin a story? What makes a story great? How can you create a beginning to a story that makes it engaging to the reader and want that reader to read on? So the presenter will coach the student along the way with some tips, some tricks, some common beginnings, and then they do change a fairy tale based on the beginning type they're given in a group and then share that out with the presenter. We have 2 language classes that can be customized based on daily, weekly, or a special event type situation, and the cost then is customized based on that need. The first is American Sign Language. We're offering it daily as a world language class across the state, but it also can be offered at any grade level as an elective, weekly, bi-weekly, or even as an after-school option. And the same is true of our Chinese language classes. It is currently a high school and middle school daily language course for credit, but it also can be customized to meet those elective needs or introductory needs at an elementary or middle school level, or as an after-school program. And with that, that was just the down and dirty of the content sessions that we provide on a daily basis from East Central Ohio ESC. And I think I might be a couple minutes ahead, but I'm going to hand it back to the Cleveland Clinic at this point.
Okay, I'm up. Can you hear me? All right, I am Chris DiNicola from Cleveland Clinic. I manage the school programs for K-12 education. And to begin, we have Health Unleashed and Dangerous Decibels. Those are intended for our elementary school students. Health Unleashed, fun. Health Unleashed is an interactive lesson intended to promote literacy and information on living a healthy lifestyle. The first book is called Rex Rules Right Bites, and it focuses on nutrition. So students learn about eating a rainbow of colorful foods, making sure they drink enough water, and balancing their meals. A storybook leads the discussion, and then there are hands-on activities that reinforce the concepts. Dangerous Decibels is intended for students in grades 4 and 5, and we partner with the audiology department. The presentation teaches students about ways to prevent hearing loss. They learn the importance of walking away from loud noises, turning down loud noises, or using earplugs to help protect their hearing. We also have programs for middle and high school. Awesome Adventures in Health Science and Medicine is a series of 1-hour sessions that uses a case study and includes hands-on activities that are facilitated by a Cleveland Clinic caregiver. And through the journey of these lessons, they diagnose what's wrong with the patient. And at the end, there's an innovative challenge where they have to develop some sort of creative product that would help the student with the issue that they're having. Again, that's intended for middle school students. And then we have Worldwide Classroom. This is also done in 1-hour live real-time sessions covering a variety of important health topics, and it's led by Cleveland Clinic caregivers. They also learn about the careers that those caregivers are enrolled in. So it's a career awareness lesson as well. The awesome presentation also focuses on those careers as they take the journey of the child and all the different procedures and tests that have to be run in order to diagnose them. They meet different caregivers along the way there. So both of those programs reinforce career awareness. And then finally, there's the Expressions program, which is for middle and high school students. It's interactive, interdisciplinary, peer-to-peer learning where they look at scientific research that's been conducted by a Cleveland Clinic caregiver or summarized by an intern or actually conducted by an intern here at the Cleveland Clinic. Those interns are usually high school students. The students look at the research and then they creatively interpret it using art, language, or math. Their submissions are sent to us, and then a panel of judges review them and see how well they align to the research and creatively interpret the topic. And then awards are granted to the participants of that program. It ends with a culmination exhibition where we display all of their works and invite parents, students, and teachers to come in and view all of those. There are also prizes awarded to the students that receive recognition in that program. All of our programs are free, and registrations begin in the fall. So if you're interested, you can go to our website and you'll have updated information on the programming and when registrations begin. And with that, I will hand it off to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
All right, hi everybody. My name is Jake Ray, Youth Education Manager here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. Thank everybody for tuning in today. Just to kind of give you a quick overview about some of our programming that we offer for schools, not only here in Ohio, but for across the country as well. I'll start off, every program we do is centered around our mission, our vision, and our values here at the Hall of Fame. Our mission here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame is to honor the heroes of the game, to preserve its history, to promote its values, and to celebrate excellence everywhere. And our vision is it's not just about the past, it's the future. It's not just about Canton, it's the world. And it's not just a great museum for football. And I don't know if any of you have ever been here before, but it is a pretty cool museum. But it's more about celebrating that message of excellence everywhere. And lastly, and pretty most importantly, at least from our department, is those values we believe in. Our Hall of Fame values are those of commitment, integrity, courage, respect, and excellence, all of which you will see in every program that we do. We have, if that's what you want us to focus on, we can focus on those core values and what they teach. But we have programming that really centers around those values, and we'll talk about those here in a minute. But as we all know how popular virtual field trips are for schools nowadays, it's something that we offer. It's our video conferencing program. It is just like bringing a school here to the Hall of Fame, which we do as well. Except instead of coming here to the Hall of Fame and getting to see all the stuff we have on display, we'll just show you a video of all that stuff instead. So, you'll be able to connect in one-to-one. Now, normally, my boss, our director here at the Hall of Fame, Jerry Shockey, is the one who will be talking to the groups via these one-on-one connections that you'll do. So it's just going to be your class. Nobody else will be tuned in. And you'll be able to pick from a wide variety of programs. I believe we have 12 that we can offer to schools, all of which come with pre and post visit activities. So there'll be a way for you to, kind of work towards what that video conference will teach the students about, and then be able to follow up with an activity as well. These topics range from careers in the NFL, which you talk about more than being just a football player, more than being a football coach. What careers are out there that you can get involved with? We do the story of pro football, where we have some artifacts that will show students. We use the football helmet to show how the game of football has changed over time, from the nose guard that was worn in the 1800s all the way up to the helmets that the players in the NFL wear today. We do a program for over African-American trailblazers that go through the game of football and how African-Americans have left a huge impact on the game and kind of pave that path to where some of the game's top stars today wouldn't be able to do what they do without the guys who came before them. We do programming centered around Brian's song. We do movement and motion, which kind of involves physics at a very elementary level for students. We do a program on the rule changes. We recently started a program on Walter Payton Man of the Year that kind of speaks on those values and leadership, serving your community outside of school or outside of the game of football. And we also do custom programming. So the best example I like to do, if you're a math teacher and you're doing a class on averages, we'll be able to pull some stats for you and put it together a small presentation to kind of show you how the game of football can be used in, finding averages or mean, median, mode, or whatever it might be. So, like I said, all those programs come with pre and post visit activities. So something that, it's not just us talking. We're not teachers, near teachers today. So we have all these ideas that we take to our educational advisory panel who, kind of make it fall within the correct curriculum, whether it be at the state or national level. So, that's kind of your more one-to-one connections that we do, the quote-unquote virtual field trips or our video conferencing program. That it has a wide range of ages tailored towards it. We don't want to pigeonhole each program into a certain age group. So if you have 12th graders and you want to do a movement and motion presentation, we're going to make that suited for that 12th grade class. But if you have a second grade class, Jerry's going to get up and jump up and down. So it's a way to wide variety, wide range that we can do with those programs. Now the next program I want to talk about is our Heart of a Hall of Famer program that's powered by Extreme Networks. Now this program is tailored towards older students. We say 9th to 12th usually, but if you think your 4th grade class or your 6th grade class can, absorb the message that we're trying to get across, you are more than welcome to have that class participate as well. So what this program is, it's a character education program that surrounds the values that we believe in here at the Hall of Fame that I mentioned beforehand. And what it is we'll take a gold jacket and we'll have them go to a school near where they live. So coming up here, I actually leave on Friday. I'll be going down to Florida for a week. And we'll be doing a program next week with Jason Taylor, who played for the Miami Dolphins at a high school right there in the shadow of where the Dolphins play today. So he's going to a high school near his hometown down there in Miami. And what we do is we invite that school to not only participate live, but we invite schools from all across the country to participate, to watch the program, or actually be an interactive participant. So what we do, it's a round robin Q&A. We'll have all the schools connect in and they'll be able to ask certain questions to our Hall of Famers, which is, for some guys, for some people, some students, is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Now, granted, it's great if they're actually in person and get to meet the guy in person, but being able to connect in is a great resource as well. So we have, I think, upwards of 15 schools that are going to connect into this Jason Taylor program. Plus, the program also goes out on Facebook Live. So if you can't connect in for any reason, or you're just Joe Smith, your Miami Dolphins fan on their lunch break, you're able to tune in and watch the program and get to interact with our Gold Jackets. And the program itself all centers around, like I said, those values. We're going to talk a little bit about, their career on the field because, they are a Hall of Famer. They are one of the best 346 now that we'll have here after the Super Bowl. They're one of the best to do it. So we're going to talk about why they are a Hall of Famer. But more importantly, we're going to focus on, what made them the person they are off the field. How they took the life lessons they learned in the game of football and applied that to their life off the field. What made them a better leader? What made them a better teammate? A better father, a better brother, a better son, whatever that might be. So that's really the focal point of the program. We want the students who participate in it to take away, like, this guy may be the best of the best to ever play the game, but he's going through some of the same stuff I went through as a kid, or some of the stuff kids today are going through. So we really want to connect to those kids, and get that message across and show that, once this guy, he is a Hall of Famer, but he's just a normal guy like you and me. And he's been through the same things you and I have been through. And he wants to teach those lessons to those students that he's speaking to. We do this program about 5 to 6 times here in Canton, Ohio, where we fly a Gold Jacket in and we have groups come to the Hall of Fame to participate in the live Q&A. And then about 15 times a year, we do that remote programming. So sometimes we travel to the program. Sometimes we host it from right here in our studio. It all depends on, which program and who we got. So that is one of our most successful programs, a great program where we are able to utilize our Gold Jackets to participate in some sort of video conferencing program. And last but not least, if you can't get here, if you can't connect, if you can't do a Heart of a Hall of Famer, we have some online resources as well. We have our activity guides that are full of pre and post visit lesson activities that stem from math to art to technology to phys ed. We cover, I believe, 7 or 8 different fields within the curriculum, and these are all done by our educational advisory panel. We have a full team activity guide that has about 100 different lessons in it. But if you want to kind of the best of the best, we do 32 NFL team versions. So if you're a Packers fan and you live in North Dakota, you can use the Packers team guide. Or if you're from Northeast Ohio, you can use the Browns, the Lions, Bengals, Steelers activity guides. Whatever your favorite team is, you're able to use that, or whatever your class's favorite team is, you're able to use that as well. And that's all free for people to download from our website as a PDF. And everything I've mentioned today, our video conferencing program, our Heart of a Hall of Famer program, and our activity guides are all free of charge. 95% of what we do here at the Hall of Fame doesn't cost classes a dime, especially if we're connecting over video like this. So it is a great thing we're able to offer, and that we have upwards, I think we're going to break our record this year. We're going to have close to 13, 14, maybe 15,000 kids we'll talk to throughout the school year this year. So I know that was a lot of information. If you have any questions or you do want to register, please don't hesitate to reach out for us. You can reach out to myself or Jerry, or you can email our where everybody's going to get it. It's education@profootballhof.com, and that will come to us, and we'll make sure to direct you to the correct party or correct person who you need to be connected with. So that's all I got. I'm now going to turn things over to Matt at the Ohio History Connection.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Matt Schulich. I am the Virtual Learning Experiences Coordinator here at the Ohio History Connection. So some of what I'm going to tell you is repetitious as far as back-end stuff with scheduling and whatnot, but just want to give you the basics on what we do and have to offer. So like a few of my content provider colleagues have mentioned, all of our programming is on demand. Pretty much ask for about a 2-week notice just to notify everybody. We offer programs year round. We'll do programs during the summer if you have a summer group, and do all of our scheduling through the CILC website. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. You'll find a lot of this interactive content that we're talking about today on there, but there's also professional development opportunities that you can find on there, collaboration opportunities. Then as far as billing goes, we bill you after the program. We send out a teacher packet with every program. You usually have that in hand at least 2 weeks before the scheduled program. That contains some optional pre and post activities that aren't required for your program, but if you do these activities, we've kind of found that it enriches the actual live program experience you do with us. We also include some offline resources, websites, books, other things you can check out that address the topic of the program in question. Just about all of our programs also have a set of worksheets and then the basic objectives and content standards that teachers might need when it comes to justifying why you want to participate in a program to your administrators. So I'm going to talk about 3 of our most popular programs today. The first being Can She Trust You? And this is a program designed, we pretty much more often than not do this with 4th through 12th grade audiences, and we'll tweak the presentation depending upon the grade level that we're connected with. So in Can She Trust You, your students meet 5 residents of an 1860s era Ohio village. And these are all live actual people that they're meeting and interacting with. These aren't video clips or anything. And the premise of the program is through interacting with these presenters, through interviewing them, using their inquiry-based learning skills, they're trying to determine which of these 5 individuals is the Underground Railroad conductor. And we do this with multiple classrooms in a single day. We can change around who the conductor is. What else did I not mention about this? And you know, the big premise of this, the reason we use those first person characters is to really help students understand the climate of 1860s era Ohio. You know, nowadays we look back at slavery and just about all of us will say, hey, it was wrong. And we would do whatever we could to help somebody on the Underground Railroad. But there was quite a bit of moral and social struggles and stigmas associated with helping with the anti-slavery movement at the time. And we're trying to kind of communicate what that climate might have been like at that time through the program. As I mentioned, the program is designed for 4th to 12th grade students and runs about 45 minutes long. Another popular form of programming we offer are our game shows, and typically just do this with a single classroom. We'll have a teacher divide their class up into teams. We'll do 2 or 3 teams, and we kind of found that our game shows are a good way to do an assessment of a topic beforehand or a review after the fact. That isn't as formal as a test. It's kind of a good way to maybe prep for some standardized testing or, you know, just as a fun concept. The cool thing about our game shows, we can tweak the time on them. If you only have 20 minutes, we could do it in 20 minutes. But on average, they run about 30 to 45 minutes. And as with Can She Trust You, this is recommended for 4th to 12th grade students. So our most popular game show is So You Know Government. And like I said, it's kind of set up in a Jeopardy format. We have 3 rounds of questions. Up on the screen here, I just have an example of what the rounds are for government for round 1. Just get at some of the very basic building blocks of government, the founding of American government, and the 3 branches of government. Round 2, we hit state and local government, civil rights issues. For the 4th to 8th grade students, we talk about general responsibilities of government. For the high school groups, we'll hit the process of a bill becoming a law. All of the questions, it's all graphic based. And we just this past summer went through an internal process of revamping all of our programs. So everything that we're rolling out this year is new and brand new, cleaned up. Another game show that will especially be popular this current year, given that it's election season, is So You Know the Election. And like I said, this definitely pops up during election season. Same structure as the government program. Categories are different. We're getting at the responsibilities of the president, numbers associated with elections, voting process, and trivia about former presidents. Round 2, we get into campaigns, political parties, civil rights issues, and voter requirements and responsibilities. And with the game shows, it's the same as Can She Trust You? We include some pre and post activities, because we kind of found, we put this election game show together, we found that there weren't a whole lot of education activities centered around elections. So it's kind of a way to get kids involved with that election process, making them aware of what they need to have to vote, prepping them as kids in hopes that they participate in the process later on in life. So up on the screen there is my contact information if you have questions about any of the programs that I mentioned. Our website's up there, ohiohistory.org/DL, and would love the opportunity to work with you guys. I have a couple more slides that are more general, not so much my organization, but I was asked to cover, so I'll throw this out there. If anybody who's connected live or you're watching this as a recording has questions about distance learning in general, any of us as content providers, I encourage you to check out the OhioDLA website. There's contact information on there for all of our individual organizations, or if you just want a snapshot of what's going on throughout the state. And then also, we are recording today's session and encourage you to go back, check out the recording if you need to refer back to anything that was shared today. And then on our YouTube channel, we also have a collection of some other professional development things that have occurred in the past, and we'll continue to add new content. If you go on YouTube and search under OhioDLA channel, our stuff will pop up. So I'm going to wrap up and toss it over to whoever is wrapping things up for us today.
Thanks, Matt. Again, we appreciate everybody's time today. Thank you to all of the content providers who shared all this wonderful information, and also to the participants. Hopefully you saw something that piques your interest. And again, like Matt shared, the Ohio Distance Learning Association website has all of our contact information, and or you can come to our individual sites as well. Thanks to everybody. I don't think we're going to see Paul again. He was kind of running the show. Paul, are you there? Oh, yeah, go ahead, Paul, and wrap us up.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for listening to those great events, and hopefully we will see you online with our content providers in the near future. So thank you for that, and I'm going to stop my recording.